what was the story when I first wanted an ST? Oh man. I worked at two Toyotas. I was working at Toyota, and this is when I was in college. And I had a Focus SE, and people were like, "Oh, why don't you get the ST?" And I'm like, "No, man, this is great on gas." And they're like, "Why would you do that? Who cares about gas mileage? It's about miles per gallon." And I was like, you know what? I'll look into the ST. And this is in 2016 to 2018, somewhere in that range. And they basically were gonna quit making them, but they also were past the first generation, which was really bad. And I looked into it. I'm like, you know, they're pretty cool. I was like, I want an RS instead. And I was looking into the RS. They have a bunch of problems, and I actually got the opportunity to drive an RS and an ST. And this was at my second Toyota. So second Toyota comes around, a white ST rolls in, and I'm like, let me drive it. He's like, whatever, takes the keys, throws the keys to me. I take it out in the rain, put it in first gear, stomp it, and it's wheel hopping like crazy. And I'm like, what the heck is that? That's awesome, my car doesn't do that, even though it's actually destroying the car. I think I stalled it like 6 times. And I was like, I can't drive manual, but this thing was fun. The first time I found out about how good the ST brakes were was in that car. I was in the parking lot, and yeah, it was stock. And they're pretty peppy compared to the SE for sure. I am in the parking lot. I shift from first to second, and I go to give it gas, and I'm like, should I give it gas or should I hit the brakes? And I was like, I'll floor it. And I hit the brakes instead by accident, and I about ate the steering wheel. It went. I was like, oh, the seatbelt ripped my chest. I'm like, oh man, okay, brakes are good. I was like, man, it's so torquey and it's just fun. Like, and it wasn't fast. They're torquey, and stock they're pretty good. I mean, they hold second gear down. They're not the fastest. And I was like, this is a good starter manual for sure. Then a few months later, the RS comes in, and I drove that, and it was on rails basically, in a good way. You know, it's all-wheel drive. You'd stomp it, it would just go. And I was like, this is almost boring. Like, the pops were cool, and it makes sense why they even have those pops, because that's really all that makes the car fun stock. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of noise. You hear the turbo a little bit. You hear the blow-off valve or the recirc valve. But I was like, man, the ST was more fun than this. And also, like, all the problems. You make like 400 wheel, and then you can't really do anything else with it because it's super expensive. You blow the transmission up on that. No thanks. You did drive a modded RS. Yeah, so that's the crazy part. When I went to get my ST, I had brought in, because I was like, yo, these tires are leaking. Like, as soon as I bought the car, they had like Goodyear Eagle Sports. I like brought it in. I was like, are you guys gonna do something? And they're like, oh, we'll get you in for service. And I'm like, no, I want like a warranty on these tires. And I was like, you know what, I don't even like these tires anyways. So traded them out for Firehawks Indy 500s. And yeah, I was like, it was way better. It went from like spinning second with stock power to hooking second. And there's a video. I was like stage 2. I think I just had a tune, and I launched the car, and you can hear that like it spins first, and then I hit second, and it just goes and hooks. Also, the cornering with the Firehawks was way better. That's when I really fell in love with the car. Was when I had the Firehawks on it. They just look good too. I'm trying to get the tires warrantied out. That RS that I drove came back. It got traded back in, and it was full bolt-on. Everything done to it. And I was like, that's crazy, because I think it was only a year. The dude had the car a year and got bored with it and traded it in. I think he got a Supra instead. But yeah, I noticed a lot of people, they're like, yeah, the RS is fun. It's cool, but like, they don't really like it. So I mean, that's kind of proof that like even the people who buy it and can afford it and mod it out, they still kind of get bored with it. Yeah, I have the stock clutch on my car and it is rolling up on 100,000 miles. I've heard of guys having 200,000 miles on a stock clutch with the ST. Now misfiring. Yo, look at these misfires. It looks like it's blowing a catalytic converter out. Yeah, I've seen people get rid of the STs for a Mustang, and I'm like, it makes sense, but like they're in a different league. You know, like you stomp it on a Mustang and you're doing 100 easily. Versus like a ST, you can kind of have fun in the city and not go too fast. As long as it's like a 55. It's almost becoming the new Civic. Like, people are buying them, modding the crap out of them, and then selling them. Or just, they're trash. Like, they're totaled, really. So many people have like a salvage title car. It's crazy. There's a YouTube video I watched, and they're like, every Focus ST has a salvage title. And then, like, every description you would click on, you'd scroll down, and it'd be like, salvage title. Because, oh, I forgot to add, I actually lived at the apartment complex of the ST owner. So, I used to walk by this car that I own now every day. When I would go to work, I would walk out and look into the car, and I'm like, dang, the interior is nice on this thing. Even though people don't like the cloth seats, I'm like, how? They're so much easier to clean. They don't crack. If you have a dog in it, it doesn't rip the leather apart. He did nothing to it. He did like a wing riser, and instead of doing like a full intake, he just did an air filter and deleted the box. And then he took the air intake temperature sensor and put it like at the front of the engine bay. And it used to like misfire when I got it, and I changed it. I cut a hole in the silicone tube and just pushed the sensor through, and then it ran 10 times better. But like, also, I lived in Florida, so I was like, I'm not about to get black leather in Florida. Like, cloth gets hot, but leather is scalding. But yeah, it goes back to my point, like, I don't think people really know about cars. They drive it and they're like, man, it feels kind of funny, but I'm still gonna floor it.